God, this is for the Texas legislature. That stunt that y'all pulled in the mall in 2019 in the Galleria Mall was a racist act. A racist on guard children and on disability. I expected more. What I'm about to do, I'm about to file a civil rights complaint on the Texas legislature and everybody in the Texas legislature because disability is getting treated bad in a way, and you got the nerves to put that. They don't even got a disability in y'all malls, and you had the balls to do what you did. There's a lot that disability can do, and you don't got them in y'all mall or any one of those things. And that's the biggest problem. You got the nerve to send that pamphlet. I know what that thing said. To ask where your tax dollars at, and these businesses are being raised. Where's disability at in Target? Where they at? But you got the nerve to ask where your money and support these businesses and support them when they against disability. When they trying to limit to disability and stop them from growing. One thing about me, I don't care how hard it gets. I'm gonna go after it and I'm gonna keep doing it until I get it. I don't care how hard it gets. One thing I want the Texas legislature to know about me, but I'm about to file a complaint against the Texas legislature and the Supreme and the whole state of Texas because for number one, when I talk to other people in other states, they had the same problems in other states in each county. At that time, I wanted the job to go to every social security to attack it. And I wanted to do other things. But other people tried to stop me with their lies. And Boosie stopped me from doing that. And Yellow Breezy in the state of Dallas, I asked the President Joe Biden, can I have that job one day to go to every county, to see every social security. Atlanta was the worst social security ever, the way they treat veterans and treat old people. They had Mexicans, blacks in there. They had different people in there. Atlanta was the worst one. And those things are what we had to go through, should have never had to go through. If Texas got a problem, I have talked to people, you got my accounts now. I had talked to people on Big Live, UP Live me, and they telling me in different states, they have the same problem of y'all social security. So when I message the civil suit against the Texas legislators, and you got my accounts already, and I tell them about me communicating with other people around the nation about other call centers, other social security offices, and they tell me they got that problem. And I don't expect the gang members or anybody to understand my big fight here. I can't hang with y'all until the mission is done. We can't hang together and do music together until the mission is done. Until things are done and taken care of. These things need to be addressed. I told everybody in Atlanta how they told me. They told me to shut up, sit down. I just filed a civil rights complaint on Atlanta Social Security office for neglect and abuse. For before I even get to know you, you getting mean to me. I'm new here. And before you don't even know me and you're being rude towards me. Before I can even give you my name, you being stuck up and rude as a black person. And we're going to talk about that with the Social Security inductor. Before in the Atlanta Senate, before I can even give you my name, you being rude. Especially that guy in Window D, that Mexican guy. I want him to hear me because he thought it was funny treat me bad in Window D. He really thought it was funny. These workers are misbehaving yourself in your government buildings and you refuse to do something about it. And then you try to make an excuse. How can you take care of the issues? I made a promise to them in Atlanta. And goddamn, we are going to keep that promise. God is going to keep that promise. And I'm going to tell you, Senators Nim, when I met with you, I made a promise to you. God made a promise that they wasn't going to get away with their misconduct of manipulation and telling people to shut up, talking down on the workers and customers. And I watched everything. Let me tell you, Senator Ted, I offered to meet with every senator. And you can get those same workers that told me that said what they said to me in Atlanta and at the call center when they told me to shut up. Don't worry about my behavior. The thing is to get y'all to listen. Y'all don't listen. And we gotta say some things to make y'all threatening people, y'all do nothing. The threat be on other people. Senator Ted, I know it's a politic thing and the rest of y'all, and I hope they hear me. You haven't did me nothing wrong. But the Walmart businesses and the businesses in Texas have done me wrong. Governor Abbott, you have not done me nothing wrong. Joe Biden, all the rest of these politics in Texas, you have not done me nothing wrong. But the businesses have done me wrong. I gotta be willing to make that change for good. When I sit up in Hampton, Georgia, and I sit up in that field and I close my eyes, I say, God, I wanted to make temples. And I sit up there in that field and I see people come with four-wheelers. Say, hey, how you doing? And I'm talking to every neighbor. I'm going to tell you something. When I was in Hampton, Georgia, I got along with everybody in there except for one black person. I got along with Chinese person, white people, black people, but one black people, Mexican. I got along with a lot of people up in Atlanta, Hampton, Georgia. Talking to the neighbor that was from the same city as me. We live right next door in Hampton, Georgia. And we able to talk to each other. And we was the same black neighbor. We was talking about the history of Atlanta. And I was telling them about Martin Luther King. I had a dream speech, an animated thing. And I was letting them know about my history and what I read about certain things. But let me tell Senator Ted in the state of Texas, if I can get on other websites and other platforms and talk to other people around the world and they have the same problem. New York, Chicago, everybody else, Bambi in New York, when she goes up in there and she has the same problem with your Social Security. So I'm going to tell you, if I can talk to people on different apps and different things, how can we understand it? You know, I came to people come to Mexico because I come here because I have talked to them. The ideas they wanted, they did the dream they wanted to be a rapper of the Mexican building, at the music building, and the things, the ideas I had for them. I have talked to people all over the globe. Stop slapping yourself. The hell's going on with you? This person. The thing is, Texas don't want change. But God said change is going to happen one day. And not the same thing is going to happen in America. Nothing's never going to change if you can't understand all the issues that we got going on here. So let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you, you got all of my accounts right now, Justice Department. And I'm going to tell you that I have talked to people from every state around the world, from every, And they have that same problem more than you even know. But Texas is not willing to address it. They're not willing to address the business behavior of disability and the way Social Security treat disability. I found out somebody was on my case in Atlanta, and the call center was all over. So different every state that I call from the call center, I'm gonna have a caseworker and they're gonna come together. So it's taking time for the misconduct. You know what I told Senator Harris and Joe Biden? I told him I wanted to reward the good people that talked to me, that heard me out, that took down my information, and that told me to go back to Social Security. And every time I got kicked out, I went back again. I told you I want you, and they heard me out. Well, word them in because I did what I was told to do, and I listened to them. But one thing I'm not going to listen to intimidation and people that don't like to listen. Why things should change now since you got caught doing what you're doing, and now you don't want to help and listen. No, we ain't going to change that up, Texas legislator and call center. You're going to listen. You're going to listen. And I told her I had talked to the senator. No, you're going to listen. You're not going to tell you you're not going to help me. I'm not with those rules. But you say you understand us, you forgot and you pulled that stunt in the mall. It seemed like you with them. And that what democracy, racism democracy you're going to protect? What democracy you going to protect? I told the FBI. What democracy you going to be to protect what I told the FBI? Racism democracy you're going to protect? Hey, how are you? One thing Walmart would never take from me, and I walked off every time. They would never take my ambition and want to grow in life. And I'm going to tell them that. One thing you and Charles and your Walmart family will never take from me: the heart to grow, the to know that I see racism, what our black people in Walmart and they judging the mindset to want to grow, to want to be more than everything. And let me tell you, I will walk off, and I'm gonna tell you why I walked off. I'm gonna tell the Justice Department why I walked off. Intimidation, and I told them before. Racism, intimidation, telling promises stuff to people and didn't keep your promises. Jeff and Steve are racism, lies, promises. Let's talk about it, Steve and Charles. Let's talk about it. When I started working in and I went back to him and talked to him, and he gonna tell me that's my job after he promised and kept lying to me as a store manager with Jeff and Steve and the rest of these black people. I'm not the enemy here. God said they are. They are that judge the mindset, that judge the ability. I give Grizz more respect than I give you, Doug McMillan. I give your old employee that worked at 1216 more respect than I give you. But let me tell you something, Charles and them. I will not be a victim. I will not be a victim because I have to choose the right to grow and be more of your racist behavior. I know who I am and I have always knew who I am. And you're never going to change that. God said either you with me or you without me, Walmart. You are with his children or you without me. But God said trickery could be still involved. And God said, you have broken my trust, Doug Miller. I have always been honest. But if our government not going to understand us and listen, and everybody want to talk about at the Dallas, oh, I'm proud of you. Understand the sacrifice that we had to make. That money didn't come easy. Just like that money didn't come easy. It came with pain. It came when I instead of want to grow, they instead of tried to block me. I love who I am. I love the challenges. I love the up and down because it only make me better. If I didn't have those challenges, how can I get better? How can I grow? How can my spirit and my mindset be pushed to the limit? You know, when I was in my local office, everybody had called the cost, and I talked to this lady in Washington, D.C., and I went to my local office. She said, you reach out to U.S. Congressman and Miss Nancy Pelosi and the rest of them. And one thing when I sat in my local office, at the local Social Security office, and the security guard, I started talking to everybody that I kept calling, and I talked to somebody in Washington, and they got scared. They look at the spirit behavior, all that abuse that you're doing, and you got scared. I kept calling every time they hung up in my face. They see me at my local. Let's talk about how they see me on the phone. Let's talk about that. Every time they treated me bad and they see me at my phone on the local office, calling in 1-800. Let's talk about that. If God said, if you really want to be honest, Senator Ted, you know you should have known the situation. But y'all act like y'all for God and y'all not. My enemy in this music game, let me tell you, you don't have to give me a damn thing, but remember this. We will build as we go. I don't have to be in the music business right now. I can wait till things be built while they make it. When the time comes, let me tell you one thing I understand. No. With Birdman, I seen him on the jet. And I seen him on a jet. He watching people on YouTube and social media. You don't think Birdman and the rest of Jay Prince? I seen it. I studied him. I study him when he get on his computer. I analyze everybody on their computer. You don't think Jay Prince and every rapper, them on there? My eyes on every last one. It's been on y'all for a long time. Jim Jones and everybody else. Big Tuck. You think I don't know? Oh, that boy, Triple D. Their eyes been on me for a long time. God say we building empires too. Heaven and earth is building empires. I know my enemy that not trying to understand because of the personality. I have talked to a lot of, they probably know about now, right? I'm studying Birdman. You think I ain't studying his music, the way he operates on computer, the way he did, you know, I'm studying him. But I don't got time for these things. Now I always been a boss and I always had the mindset to take care of the issues that needed to take. And I know it was going to come to this one day. I know what I would have to deal with you one day. I know what I will have to deal with. And I know, and I want to tell you, you probably always wonder about me, right? The Texas legislature and the rest of them. I refuse to let them stop me from growth. You would never understand what my spirit holds. What I won't be doing, I won't be in that crypt, down in my casket, cripping and doing all of that. But let me tell you what I would be doing. I would be moving heavens and stars in the universe. I would be breaking brown grounds. I would be breaking all of those things. I would be moving heaven and earth and breaking stars, breaking universes. That is much more bigger than crippling. That is some most bigger when I can move the heavens and I can move the universe and the stars and all the rest of those things in my heavens. And I can move America. I can move the flag and make it sure it could be a Volvo American flag. Huh? Don't got no crackers.
I ate them. Fine. Dad, yes, you was